Hello, I'm Jakub Gunčík and I am here with last video today, and it's about game Scharz. It's about introduction in this not system or platform, but in this game, let's say. This game was original, not developed. I start in 2019 with idea to make nice strategic game in board game who has this drive as, let's say, Settlers of Catan, but it's a lot more complex. So it's something like it was in computer in year 2000, let's say, about 2000. This game like Settlers or Stronghold or Age of Empires or like this. So you just have this skirmish mode. So doesn't matter if you play in 2-player, in 4, 5, 6. It always worked. And my idea was, okay, make it for, in the end, for 12 people. So in years I just optimize all this concept, and we have 3 parts, each with 4 players and 2 maps. That's the idea. So you can play separately each part, but you can also combine your component in one map in, let's say, in 12 people in the end. And second idea was, you play with open information. You play, let's say, simultaneously. So it has turn in game round, but you play simultaneously. So I say it's RTS, but it's actually not, but you play simultaneously. So it spares so much time. Yeah. And we play also more realistic, let's say. So I play with my friends. I played with my friends this Game of Thrones or something like that. And I just hate this how unrealistic and how only one choice every time. And I say, hey, this game could be better when they are real. It was for Game of Thrones, it was inspiration of this British island, and I like history. I say, okay, when I make it more properly, I could play here this skirmish after a Roman Empire broke up in British Island, let's say, and it would be fun, and so on and so on. So I start develop it, and I just played board games in 2000 something, and then I stopped for 10 years. So when I start developing this, I just rediscovered there are some new games, new genre for me, these war games. So let's say this era, Britannia 410 is also in Pendragon, for example. Okay, without Ireland, it's Hibernia, but let's say same theme. For me, it was about agriculture. So there is not in Pendragon, not in Hannibal Hamilcar, or here in Almoravid, or in Vikings also a lot of game. By Huns also today a lot of game, Orient also. So I just take this idea, okay, I have to solve this perfect, or for me perfect, wooden component with this strategic game platform in the end game. I want to sell it in 3 parts. So I have to provide, let's say, original map in the same system, so it's easy for to play, let's say. So the idea was, we play the game in season of the year. So you have to sow your grain, then wait, then harvest it, and then stock it in defended village, so in stockpile, and you have to feed your army. So it makes this balance between you invest only in army, only in development, only in, and so on and so on. So it makes perfect sense. Problem was it was not realistic enough. Okay, it is a little bit simplification, but I make in the years the steps. It's more realistic in the end, and the main problem for wargame player, let's say, it's not historic simulation. So you can play some situation, but when you are 3 player or 5, it's pretty different game. Yeah, for me it's important, it's always good. A skirmish for wargamers is okay, it's not simulation. So I want to make some, let's say, scenario when I predefined this starting position and this how many player and so on and so on. That is proper historic simulation, but it's not a question now. So it's only when we collect enough money or when I have more time in the future. So this was my idea behind. So we have 3 boxes, always with 2 maps. It include always 4 modes now, 2 maps and 4 player sets. And this time, okay, it's depend. It could be 15 to 45 minutes, let's say, today. And up 10 years, okay, I think for normal kids it's maybe 14 in the end, for some maybe from 8, so I write 10. So we have these 3 parts, so you have always different player colors. Yeah, this is sampled from Rising game, for example, with pretty nice varnish dices and so on. They are this new graphic map and so on and so on. And I want to make Kickstarter in 3rd March, on 3rd March 2023 for part 1. Yeah, and goal is 33,000 euro, let's say. So it's something like 400 games, I think. I provide also some upgrade cheaply, and for these people who bought this game in not prototype but in this early access. So here is old graphic, here is the new one, and I just explain how this game works and so on. So in the box you find always this 13 game boards. Okay, map, I just use this one, but you have these game boards. There are still some changes now, but let's say so. Then you have this fast, let's say far 450 pieces, wooden pieces, let's say something like that. And then you have also this 81 cardboard token, so like some counters, let's say. Okay, Bleistift pencils, and yeah, that's probably all now. You have game rules, you have 4 player ID, I think 2 player ID for fast mode, some scoring, let's say I think 3 of them, and you can download it website to more. Now errata, that's not big goal. There will be start here page. So for first game, just not to read all as is normal by wargame, but let's say quicker start. And I have also this old example of play, and I probably make something like that before this game game is to. So it would be probably only for download. Okay, not important now. So I just show you how this game works. So you have this overview or summary game board, yeah? And you have actually 4 of them. So for each mode you have one. So wide mode, fast mode, it's pretty actually it's without agriculture, so it's pretty quite a game. 15 minutes for player, okay, not for first game, but it's pretty realistic. So you just learn how this, let's say, flow of this game. And then you have basic game, it's agriculture. Then you have here prestige, starting bonuses, and so on. And here you have also weather, command, and so on. As you see, you have 4 game round in a year. You have 5 years always. Here you have 8. 1 game round. Okay, you have this season. Yeah, also here. And it told you, okay, in end of the winter, you have taxes, salaries, and here you have this regular phase, sub-phase. So you play always 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, special phase, and then again, yeah. And all player plays simultaneously. So you just make this pointer, this red one, here for phase and here for year. That's the thing. And when you look here, okay, for fast mode, you look here, then move units is with 2 sentences as overview what you can expect, and all these important things are here. So when you don't want to read rules, you can check it. You play like this. So each unit has a capacity of 1 movement per adjacent field. Movement up to 2 space can be achieved with allowed combination of units and ships, so transport ships. And that's all. So you just, let's say you have 5 units and 1 transport ship, so you have 6 possibility to move. When you are done, you go to retreat phase. You can stay. You can don't move, so you just don't use this retreat. Then you go here, combat. When no player are in fight, so let's say in 1 game field are 2 players, there is no combat phase and sub phase. And then it's rear, something to build, something to buy, something to sell, something to train, and so on. And taxes is income, and salaries is paying. And when you look here, the others, there is no taxes. There is calves, so it's some offspring from herds. There is sowing and yields, so you know how much grain you have in harvest. You have taxes, you have harvest, and you have feeding. The salaries for mercenaries are here once per year. And feeding, it's mean you have to feed all your units and all your settlements. Yeah, so it's easy concept. Yeah, here is extra New Year and festivals, so it's for prestige important, and here also for something. And in extent, it's in the end more. I just make some changes still, so that's the thing. Then you have this player board. They are actually always in color of player, and they are actually, now it seems like this actually. So you have this space for token, so representation. So when you have too much or too many units in 1 game field and your opponent 2, you need this representation, or you just put this token for representation for overflow, put it here, unit here, and I show it. Then you have here how much gold you have, or prestige, let's say. Here are your goals to know. Here are diplomacy, and here are just destroyed units of enemies. So they could after 4 years, for example, be without manpower when you when you fight too much. And here this make, for example, this rival make also a game in 3 players pretty good. So let's say this game is good in any number of player. For me, it's important more player, more fun, let's say. For some player are important to have not too long game. For some player it's important only duel or solo. So this provide all combination. Yeah. The only thing what makes some difference is this game is set up in three size, let's say. So in 2 or 3 player, this red one is 1 game field. Yeah, this is 1 game field. So you have, let's say, 24 game fields here. When you play in 2 player, it's pretty a lot. When you play in 3 player, it's not too much, let's say. Yeah, so you have once 12 game field for player and once 8. Yeah, so it's make a little bit different game. When you play, let's say 4 to 7, also these white lines are in game. Yeah, and in C you will see this these big lines. Yeah, this is something like red, and this thin is something like here. Yeah, and this black one you cannot go through. So when you have this neighbor game field like this, they are not neighbor. You have to go around. That's all. Yeah, and when you play 8 to 12, you are also with this point or dotted line. So then it's this one game field, and then it's important to have this representation and so on. I have also the big map, so it's twice as big, but I cannot provide it for start of the Kickstarter campaign. It's only when it's a lot of backers. So the idea is you have set for 4 players, and when you buy also the second part, you have 8, and then you can choose, okay, I play in 5. With one part only 2 to 4, with two parts 2 to 8, let's say. I played also solo, but it's something what it's not interesting for all people to play. So for 2 players, let's say, or 3 or 5 or 7. So I say it's 2 to 12. Here this diplomacy is something what you can pay to have peace or truce with some players. So let's say we play 3 players. Yeah, as I said, 24 LAN game field, and these 2 players has connection through LAN, so it's probably possible they intervent or they interface each other. And when these players say, okay, I am in bad position now, they have more LAN game fields, so more resources in the end, I pay him tribute. What is in normal game problem, because you just provide your resources to player, they are stronger. So when the truce ends, you are in a worse position, or so as before. So yeah, but here it make it so they have this army and they cannot attack 1 year now. And in this 1 year, so let's say you pay it here, it's minimum 1 feeding between. So what now? So he can build something, or he can attack a 3rd player. In the end, this player could be after 1 year in advantage. So that's and it is not only this one possibility. So you have also redemption, what could be not reject. So you have to take redemption. So it's more expensive, but so arrival. So it's also one thing. When each player has a bonus against one player. So also in 3 ways, what is normally when 2 players cooperate against 1, it's not so fun. Yeah. Here you have this rival concept, and this player has advantage against him, this against him, this against him. And when these 2 cooperate, then this player use all they strong against him because they earn more. And for him, it's not so attractive to cooperate with him against him. So, easy idea. And it's work. So this is rival. Vassal and lord is something when you can say, okay, I am your vassal, you are my lord, so we have permanent peace, so truce, and we are actually one team, so we can cooperate. But I play freely, so I can build and you just fight, and so I have only one duty, to pay some taxes. Yeah? Otherwise I can play freely. We cannot attack and so on. And in this game, it's mean, okay, you have some penalties for your victory condition and so, but you can still be the winner. And in some situation, it's also the best way how to manage some situation in game, yeah? Then you have 8, so it's the thing, okay, brown 1, attack him, and it's almost finished. So for him is, okay, I will be his vassal. And this black player say, okay, I just put some aid to this white one to prolong this war, for me to take more time to build something and then attack to again, no matter who. And then he accept it, and okay, it's not ideal solution for him, but the player think like this, they want to defeat him, and attacker has always worst position as defender, yeah, for reinforcement and so. So it's not bad idea to take this 8, and then you are in good position. Acquire token, it's mean you just can retake his manpower. Sorry.